Ghost.
Oh God.
Ghost. Ghost.
I asked the Englishwoman for an interview, but she declined, so I left the hut without making a fuss.
Mm-hmm.
Then, watching secretly from outside, I saw the woman being stabbed and the other witnesses come running.
What am I doing here?
The detective realized that the victim still had a pulse, so he ran off to fetch help.
I'm not talking to anyone.
That's when this writer man here asked the woman a very significant question.
Bye.
But he didn't say anything about that in his testimony, which is why many mannerisms as I reveal it now.
Didn't even say anything.
You mean to say the victim?
The victim regaining consciousness?
Holy shit, that is a big deal.
Unless you decided to ask her a question?
If it wasn't who killed you, I don't care what the question was.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Yes.
Please don't postpone this as long as the freaking stake trial. Please.
He did, and that's not all. The woman gave him a very definite answer.
Right?
I didn't really hear an answer that incriminates the accused.
This is preposterous. Why am I only hearing about this now?
Good question.
Why didn't you mention this before, you Yoko hack? Man, I really like you Yoko did the work of the day. It wasn't even a conversation. Yeah, I did pose the whether in English rose a question. I don't deny it. But she could no longer speak. She was barely conscious even.
Oh, let me guess. She just uttered like some random words to you, but it actually it's like, I don't know, the name of someone, or like maybe the poison,
ask, like,
or
who did this, and then she either said something or like pointed.
Maybe she wrote it down.
Or maybe she pointed like towards the slits of the tent. You know, the little.
Counsel for the defense. I expect a thorough cross-examination to be conducted here.
Sure, no problem.
The court must and will know the truth.
Absolutely, Your Excellency. Reporters claiming that Miss Britt implicated Ray somehow. What on earth could have happened in that hut? All right, cross-insemination. Let's go.
What?
You asked her for an interview, you say?
Well, of course I did. I wanted to ask her about the incident she was involved in at the end of last year.
About the case in which Dr. John H. Wilson lost his life?
That's not the way I phrased it. Menimemoism calls for straight talking.
Oh, how did it feel when you killed that guy?
Yeah. Why did
you murder Dr. Wilson is how I put it to her.
Actually, I'd like to know that too. Yes, that sort of talking is as straight as a ruler.
Ask every question as if you're asking for a menu in a restaurant, I say. It's the best way. Veteran at the paper taught me that.
And how did Miss Brett answer? She didn't.
With one simple phrase.
Fuck off.
Mystery is a woman's charm. Oof, that told me. So I waltzed right out of there.
Went to the bushes for no reason.
Really? Something about that doesn't quite seem to fit together.
Leave every room as if you're waltzing in a dance, I say. It's the best way. So, are your footprints the ones that were on the floor before? A veteran of the paper taught me that.
Actually, are they in a waltz pattern? That'd be funny.
That would be funny.
That was very persistent of you, considering that Miss Brett had just turned you away.
Persistence wins the prize. Any Menimemo will tell you that.
Menimemoist. Menimemoist?
Menimemoist.
Me moist. Let them think you have left. Then just when they lower their guard, that's when you swoop in for the scoop.
Yeah.
Right here in the bushes.
And the fruits of your labor are all too apparent in this telling photograph. Well, I'm sure the young Yoko student would rather not be reminded of this damning evidence.
Actually, it's thanks to the photograph that we managed to identify this witness.
And now that you found me, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I've got nothing to hide.
Why
Okay.
did you kill her?
I'm
Well,
sure.
please do go ahead, witness. The court is eager to hear what you have to say.
Try to stop me. There's a story to tell here, and I'm going to tell it.
To the police.
Not to the police, in fact.
And Soseki remained behind in the hut?
That's right. Yep. Our other friend here was a blabbering wreck, shaking all over, his head to his toes, mustache swishing, eyes bulging.
So
Isn't that what he's usually
his
like?
everyday state. Yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah, I
say.
was gonna say, isn't that what he's usually like?
Yeah.
Like, he's
I
doing
don't
it right now.
What do you expect? I'm always like that. You don't know the terrifying troubles that taunted me while I was traveling aboard. I actually started in the terrifying. I actually had to force terrifying out. Back behind baleful bars. They'll be coming for me, surely.
You're trying to grab his notebook there, Soseki?
Mine. That's all I could think. I felt as though I was gasping for air, drowning in a sea of cold sweat.
Poor Soseki. His experiences must have scarred him deeply. Maybe you should write about it.
As the world seemed to close in around me, I quietly recited a prayer to Amida Buddha. Eternal emptiness, empty eternity. The end is coming for me, surely.
Okay.
No sutras are to resound in my courtroom, please. We do
Please
not
leave religion
tolerate
out of this.
religion here.
Yeah.
Do not tolerate religion here. And now we come to the crucial part. That's when it happened.
Okay. What did he ask? What question? What exactly did he say?
How
Well,
you
now,
doing?
you should hear that from the horse's mouth, I think. The
Wow.
horse shit's mouth.
Don't call him that. That's not nice.
It's a horse. Don't you, Mr. Riderman?
How are they, you yokel hack? Jesus, can you stop using your... What did you say there? What did you say to the dying English woman? Come here often. Well, it's true. I've been catching crabs at the water's edge and building castles in the sand, you see. Okay,
Of course.
cool.
Well, the seaside is a place to be at leisure, I suppose, even for a grown man.
So wait. Did you just ask her you like crabs? Is that is that what he asked?
You want crabs? She did not take
Do
it.
you want to
No.
build a sand castle?
No.
But then all of a sudden, from that little beach hut, a young girl's panic-stricken cries for help pierced the air.
So you decrabbed and what was it? Beetled hutwise?
I ran up the beach to see what was happening, to find the defendant leaning over the collapsed victim. As soon as Inspector Hosonaga saw me spread on the ground, he sprinted off to get help. And just a moment later, I heard a moan. A Moana from the dead English woman.
Moana.
All right.
Stupid.
I nearly jumped out of my skin.
Guess the poison was that potent, huh? But what did you ask her, Soseki-san?
Want any fries with that? I asked her, who did this to you? You know?
Oh shit.
The obvious question.
Don't protect us any longer. How did the wound respond?
She then said nothing in response.
Well, did you make a noise though?
But.
Ow.
When in the stand, you will answer the questions asked of you unambiguously. Now, without evasion or reticence, I demand that you amend your testimony.
I will. I asked her who did. Okay, but she never replied.
Mm-hmm. Right, you hold it right there, criminal. So you try to find out who the culprit was.
No, the normal thing, right?
Yeah.
He who asks the question is a fool for a minute, but he who does not remains a fool forever. And having been labeled a criminal twice during my time in Great Britain, I was quick to make up my mind. Better to be a fool for a minute than remain a fool in prison forever.
Guess it's a smart thing to do.
You've indicated that the victim failed to respond, is that correct? I know why. I know why the English woman said nothing. She was ignoring me because of my stupid mustache, because I'm Japanese. She's racist as shit.
Oh dear, so season has really developed a dislike for the English, it seems.
I read the report of this time in Great Britain. I can't say I'm surprised that he's xenophobic. Okay.
Sure.
The English woman didn't ignore you at all. Did she, Mr. Rider-Man?
Rider-Man!
Rights forever, rights okay. Well, alright. She didn't respond in a manner of speaking, I suppose.
Respondee.
Respondee thought.
A hind D. Oh, she did point.
Finger and point. Hey! I was right!
She did point. Alright,
A
okay.
finger point.
Huh.
In the direction of the defense? No, because it would be behind her. It would be where the slit is in the tent.
Oh yeah, that's true. If she was behind her at the time, that would have happened.
Yeah, no, we knew we see that we can see that on the floor plan. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the floor plan.
And then we have the picture of the crime scene that shows the slit.
I'm saying we used the floor plan for that.
Yeah.
Miss Brad pointed a finger, a fonger.
A fonger.
Soseki-san, is that really true?
Fonger.
Go play Bugsnax, everyone, right now.
Yeah, honestly, I gotta play that DLC again. I gotta play that DLC, guys. We gotta play that at some point.
Oh yeah.
It's not easy to stand here and say this, but when we first entered the beach hut, the Anglo woman was thrown the floor.
Anglo woman.
The shooting girl was standing on the far side of her.
Huh?
And when I asked who did this to you, the finger points.
What?
Each woman among us pointed.
Yeah, so basically,
yeah, no, okay, so
also could have.
No, but if the picture is like this, she was probably, our angle is that she was probably pointing at the slit, right?
Yeah, at the back of the hut, which can't be denied, in the direction of the student girl who stands accused today.
No.
Soseki-san, why on earth did you neglect to mention this in your original testimony? This is incredibly fucking important.
Fiddlesticks, I say.
That's not a good reason. This is not a British court of law. You will respond in Japanese. Nihongo desu.
Hi, of course. The English woman did point her finger towards the back of the hut, but...
The hut butt?
But I was trembling, and she was trembling, and we were all And think about it, I feel as though perhaps she was pointing at us slightly different direction.
Sure. Well,
Man, this is really putting a tax on us just to think of this shit.
Mental gymnastics.
Slightly in a very different direction to where the student girl was standing.
Oh, okay, that's actually very nice of you to say.
Somewhere in the back of the hut where nobody was standing at all.
Maybe where someone took a photograph from? You mean that your memory of events in the direction in which the victim was pointing are both unclear?
Unclear?
Yeah, that's it. Unclear. Very, very unclear.
What?
Your Excellency, surely this proves the matter beyond a reasonable doubt. Yes, the woman may barely have been conscious, and yes, perhaps her finger wavered slightly.
That's a lot of like conjecture right here, right? May, perhaps, yeah, exactly.
But there can be no doubt that this was an attempt by the victim to confirm the identity of the assailant. Why?
May, perhaps, but there's no doubt. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Because as the court can see, there was no one other than the direction of the two was pointing. It is now abundantly clear that no one besides the accused committed this crime.
I am inclined to agree.
I'm not.
This is a very clear-cut case in relation to the first one.
Yeah.
And in the absence of any credible argument to the contrary, I believe we can now conclude this trial.
Can we not? Can I object? No. Please.
The headline's writing itself.
The virus?
Dashing lawyers, hopes dashed. 92 points across the whole page. We'll do an extra edition.
Yeah, the entire front page is just the headline.
These are serious blows and stuff.
Who are you talking to?
Unless we're able to identify the true culprit, substantiate our claim with evidenca. The judge will give his ruling, and the trial will be over.
But that's impossible, Father. We didn't even know how the crime was committed yet.
Impossible though the test may seem, we have no choice. We must think back over everything we learned thus far. Somewhere in all these details, I'm confident we'll find the clue.
The clue. Ray gave us her account of how events unfolded in the defendant's antechamber before the trial resumed. She told us what happened at the precise moment that Miss Brett was killed.
The English woman was sitting at the back of the hut listening to what I was saying. Then she died. Then she fucking died.
She just up and died. So there was no one.
On the back.
So there was no one else in the hut. Right? So. How could Miss Pratt have been stabbed in the back in the beach hut that was empty but for herself and Ray? I wonder. Somewhere amid all the information we've gathered so far, there must be an answer to that question.
So much pomp and circumstance.
I take it then the defense has nothing further to add.
No. I have everything to add, please. Hello?
So the gun Yoko-san is like 5 rounds out. You can't say that I'm surprised.
In that case, I am ready to deliver my final verdict on this matter.
Please.
Objection?
Can we have a Nigiari?
This is a crucial turning point now. If I can't establish what really happened, it's over. Where was the real culprit hiding? And how did he or she stab the victim? I know how.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know.
Oh, I know.
There you go.
Hey. What is this girlish outburst? Your Excellency!
I like also thinking someone's neutral.
I respectfully ask you to postpone your adjudication for the time being.
Oh, to what end, counsel?
The defense would like to present the court with an alternative theory. An alternative theory that can explain who the victim was actually trying to implicate with a dying gesture.
An alternative theory? Ha! None exists.
Can you at least listen first? There was someone else present at the scene who could have committed this crime.
What?
And the victim, Miss Brett, tried to reveal who it was to those around her at the time by stealing his friggin' pen. And mustering all her remaining strength and pointing a trembling finger at the killer's direction.
Trembling finger. This is fiction, fantasy, sci-fi.
Very well, as you seem so sure of yourself, counsel, I'm prepared to hear your alternative theory.
Isekai.
Oh, is the Earth flat? So, young Ryutaro, naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency.
The moon landing was a fake, right?
Wait, who landed on the moon?
No, absolutely not. He's way ahead of his time.
Yes, it was, Judge, as a matter of fact.
Yes, Judge. There was no such thing as a moon landing. What are you talking about?
We'll present your latest theory to the court by means of this plan.
What? Oh.
At the moment the victim was stabbed, where exactly are you proposing the culprit was concealed?
Right outside the hut.
Yeah.
Right hereabouts.
Right. A little behind that.
Right
Yeah.
here. The dead zone in this controller is killing me. Hereabouts. There we go.
There you go.
Eat that!
Eat short.
Naruto-san would never give up.
Eat
Nama
pant.
Naruto now. Wait,
Eat
what?
Pant.
Eat pant. The true culprit who fatally stabbed Miss Brett was concealed in this location here.
Location? Are you mad, Council?
That's outside the hut.
You're suggesting the culprit was outside the hut.
What? What?
What? What?
Soseki's spirit completely left his body now.
Yeah.
Oh no, there we go.
Just dissociate. Oh. But Sunilari Dario does not expire. This makes no sense at all.
You just pointed out the exact spot where I was hiding to get my scoop snapped.
Oh, what a coinky dink.
But I didn't see any suspicious individuals loitering about. I can swear to that.
Well, maybe there
There
was
was
no
no
mirrors
mirror.
about.
Obviously, if the company had me outside the hut, there's no way he or she could have stabbed the victim who was inside the hut.
It's actually, Prosecutor Ouchie, there is, as a matter of fact, there is a way.
Ah,
Just ask Mr. Reporter Man, and in point of fact, the defense can provide evidence strongly suggesting that that is precisely the way Miss Brett was killed.
You're bluffing. You're bluffing. You.
Innocent's assertion is clearly too fantastical for the court to comprehend.
I'm too dumb to understand this.
You will need to give us more guidance, Council.
Take me
We
by
are
the
idiots.
hand.
We are idiots, Council, so please help us. What piece of evidence corroborates your theory
Ah.
that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut?
I mean, the crime scene
Yes.
photograph, right? Where
Yeah.
you can see the thing in the...
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that little slit.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
This one.
The original photograph print of the crime scene?
Yes, it's clearly visible in this print. The trace of the fatal thrust that was delivered from Utside, the beach hut?
You take us feels. There's no hint of any such thing.
I'm not sure that everyone present would agree. Someone at least appears to have notiqued what it is that I'm referring to.
Council, once again, I must call on you to be explicit for the court. We are idiots. Where on this photograph is the trace of the stabbing, which you claim took place from outside the hut?
This one.
It's right here in this suitcase. Not.
One of her 3 masks did the crap.
No,
That's
move.
good
No,
enough.
that's,
Oh,
get right.
yep.
yeah, it's probably good enough.
Get.
No.
Okay, fine.
There.
As long as it's not the stool, I think it's fine.
Look closely, just here.
Whoop. Oh,
Enhance.
zoom in, cliche.
In the screen at the back of the hut, you can see the effects of a bloody having been forked through the reeds.
No, I can't. I can't see any such thing.
Maybe you should clean your glasses.
No, we can't.
They
No,
seem
no, no,
awfully
no, no.
foggy.
Objection.
Ouch, said Ouchie with his
Yes,
eyes
and-
closed, yeah. It's true that the hut in question had 4 walls you'd expect. However, by parting the reeds, a knife blade could easily penetrate them.
This is extraordinary.
It's really not.
No, it really
Like-
isn't. It really
It's really
isn't.
not.
If it had been a brick wall, that'd be extraordinary.
Absolutely ludicrous. No.
The true culprit actually stabbed the victim from Utside, the beach hut.
I have a pitch idea. What if every time there is an orange letter, we just translate to our languages?
Oh, that'd be so chaotic, please. That's even more mental gymnastics.
I'm gonna
Oh.
try, but anyway.
Oh God.
And of everyone present at the scene, there's only one person who could have done that. Only one
try.
person who was directly outside the hut when Miss Brett was killed. Right in Menimemo-san. It could only have been you.
Ooh, the it's from
No!
Now what? Shut up.
Preposterous that he leave me almost speechless. Just look at the photograph again. The victim lies almost exactly in the center of the beach hut, does she not? Are we to assume as part of this farcical scenario that the
That the it cut off.
Right at the end there, which is funny. Well, a knife thrower.
No. Of course not.
we're not?
No.
I mean, ninjas haven't been a thing for a while. So
No, we're
Yeah,
not though.
If you recall the testimony of the defendant about the events just before the victim's death,
Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable.
what is this echo in here?
You're an idiot. Bunko.
Have another look at the photograph. The slit in the read screen would align perfectly with the rücken of the person who was sitting on the stool.
It works way too well.
My word! So, in fact, the victim was...
Killed while sitting on that stool by a stab wound to her back delivered. No, I'm just not. No, this don't work. If it's a word, yes, but like not if it's a whole phrase. Through the read screen.
I'll try. I'll also try.
I was actually looking forward to actually learn.
Sorry, I'd have to think about that. It's completely ruining the pace. Having been attacked, Miss Brett rose to her feet instinctively. But then, unable to speak, she collapsed on the floor in the middle of the hut. Before the defendant and Bobby-san's appalled eyes.
ASMR.
And that, Your Excellency, is the truth of what happened on the beach hut on the beach, not on the beach hut.
Just fumbling. Very dramatic.
Yes, exactly. He's very nervous. It's his first time in court. By your silence, Menimemo-san, I take it that you don't deny the charge? Well, the trial isn't over yet, because we haven't talked about the murder weapon yet.
No, we have talked about the poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
This is absurd.
Just a fixed sign is just
That
dissociating.
will do, that will do. Children everywhere. It would appear that we have a tacit admission of guilt from the witness. Accordingly, this court has successfully established the truth of this matter, which means that the defendant, Menimemo-san, is innocent of the crime.
We do not have not guilty.
Oh, thank goodness.
Ah.
Oh, thank goodness. I finally made him cave.
I must say, I've never been more proud.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a button here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this can't be. The Archie clan can't.
Not again.
I mean, again. What of my growth? My growth of hope.
Shut up, Jigglypuff.
It was an operation. I can accept it. I won't.
I see no reason for the continuance of this trial. I will therefore move to conclude proceedings by delivering the final verdict.
He's talking from his head.
Well, this is all very convenient. This is how the highest court in our mighty empire delivers justice, is it? Suppressing well-meaning citizens' freedom to speak and branding them as criminals.
But, witch hunt! We've established that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut through the reed screen walls.
And no one but you was placed at the time to have his hand on the hilt of the blade. It's a perfectly logical deduction.
So, your argument hinges on... En lugar de quien fue... Wait, what's the word for stabbed again?
See?
I don't know, you're the
See, I
best.
told you it would ruin the pace.
En lugar de quien fue apuñalado. The Englishwoman, does it? Yeah, that is really funny. It's funny, though. I kind of like it.
Alright, I'll try next
Wow.
time, too.
It seems a little irrelevant now.
It is also way more educational than whatever the fuck we're...
Yeah, true. Relevant.
Well, she was stabbed. How she was stabbed? It doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no difference if you think about it. After all, the trial's already shown the whole thing hinges on something else.
And what would that be?
The poison.
Oh, is it?
Oh, looks at camera.
What are you talking about?
Brace yourself, little man. I'm talking about the fact that everything's changed.
When the Fire Nation attacked?
I was about to say.
Because of the dirt you dug up.
What?
Enough obscurity. Explain yourself, witness.
What's to explain? I'm talking about the poisson. No, El veneno, of course. That was easy.
Yeah.
I just sort of like...
The poison?
Let's ask the professor for a comment on the situation, shall we? I understand that un veneno deadly. Un veneno mortal you were developing was going from your laboratory.
I was gonna say, man, even I know that.
Deadly? Deadly is like, what is it deadly? Like,
Oh, have
it
fun
took me a second
translating
there.
administer.
Oh, that's easy. And it's been shown that the poison was administrado to the victim, Miss
I
Brett.
was
Is that
just gonna
right?
say, you're just using the
the same.
cop out.
No, but that is what it is. That is the exact term.
It is in Portuguese as well. That is correct.
Yeah. I could also translate this to German as administrieren, but I'm gonna say verabreichen. Yeah, okay.
I don't have another word for it though.
The initial constriction of the victim's pupils are a sure sign that this particular poison was.
Oh yeah, and the dagger wasn't poisoned, so it wasn't him, but the pen.
Yeah.
I see. So, even though I stabbed her, she didn't die because of me. But the victim, had the poison in her body. And
Yeah.
she was stabbed. Yep, this is exactly what it would be.
Yeah.
Given that her pupils were clearly constricted, it seems highly likely. If she had been dead already, the poison could not have circulated in her blood.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yep.
I love that gross sound it makes. It's like it's crying. Exactly.
The argument of a bit of poison mine.
Yeah, as opposed to a yokel mind, right?
Besides, in Melatonin when John who stabbed those back on whose blade.
Oh wow. Who stabbed whom?
Because, quite simply, the Englishwoman's life was taken not by the knife, but by the veneno.
I like how we have
What?
very similar words there.
But it's Spanish and Portuguese, of course. But that
Yep.
that can be explained by the poison being on the blade as hard. It's not on the
It's
blade.
when we get
though.
to phrases where you'll see the huge
Yeah.
difference.
Forgot it already, heavy. During these very proceedings, the laboratory and the professor just saw an assistant improving that the blade of the weapon used to attack the victim had no lineage of poison in it whatsoever.
It's surprisingly hard
I'm
to do the
actually, you know what?
Spanglish.
You know what? I'm curious about the friggin' closed captions that YouTube's gonna auto-generate for this.
Oh, that'll be fun. So let me get this down. The facts as skillfully established by the defense in this trial turn out to be a... Oh God, what's headline? It's... Canal de Noticia, red herring. I'm just made shit up at that point.
It's fine. It's fine.
Is that about right?
Well,
Order. But where does this leave us? Well, what the fuck's happening? I don't understand. How in that case, did the poison do the poisoning? I don't...
Sorry, I was thinking about other shit. There's
How did the
another
poison
knife
poison?
Oh god. I have no idea what that word is in Portuguese, so
honestly,
I have your answer to that. The lady most likely embedded it.
honestly, on the spot, I wouldn't be able to translate it in German either. Each drank it?
I have another look at the photograph here. As you can see. Oh, okay. A bottle of carbonated water and a glass had been knocked onto the sandy floor on the beach hut.
That's that friggin' carbonated water again.
Oh, the poison could have been slipped into either.
So somebody made Miss Brett drink it? No!
No.
Well, what do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. This will make a great front page
The
shot.
sun is a deadly
No.
laser.
Hey, why the bewitching
This man has
stare?
a deadly poison.
Yeah, exactly.
After all, I'm the last person you should be looking at. It would make no sense at all if I poisoned the woman, would it? I mean, that's been established already.
Established? What are you talking about?
Don't tell me you've forgotten. That's a little hard to believe, given that the person who established this was you.
Me? What on earth does he mean?
Oh, let me capture those white eyes. This is a prime fighter, this is.
It seems that this trial is not destined to end yet after all. What a surprise. I hereby call upon the witness to give further testimony. Of course, our favorite.
Wee.
That's great, that is. Let me get a shot of that magnificent beard, Your Excellency.
Oh, thank you for complimenting the beard. You claim it to be impossible that you were the one responsible for administering the poison to the victim. You will explain to the court in your testimony the basis upon which you make such a claim.
I'm a journo and I'm a man. I've never tried to run or hide from anything in my life. And I'm not about to start now because that's Menimemo.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Absolutely.
For a brief moment, I thought I'd illuminated the truth, but it slipped right back into obscurity again. Just where is this trial going to take us?
England, most likely.
Probably.
Usually.
Witness testimony.
Oh, yes, I stabbed the English woman, and it's that very fact that proves I'm innocent. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Yeah, that's his argument. Because
Take some. What do you
because it
have
was
to
the
add to
poison
this?
that killed her, right? Not the stabbing, because she was already dead when he stabbed her, right?
I get the argument. I don't see the intelligence behind admitting to stabbing
it's
someone.
very much a dumb argument.
That's my thing. I don't... Because why would I bother to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her?
Just to make sure.
To mislead.
When I heard the student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing, it got my goat.
What, now you have a goat too?
If the courts weren't going to punish Brett for what she did, someone else would have to see justice done. Oh, okay, so he's admitting that he wanted to kill her, I guess.
Vigilante justice, hey?
And failed.
So you admitted then? That everything happened as I described? That you were the one who stabbed Miss Brett in the back through the read screen?
You can blame this liberal country of ours. A country that bows to the pressure of foreign powers and lets murderers walk free. What kind of future can a country like that have? That's why I did it. I did what our pathetic leaders didn't have the guts to do.
Kill a woman.
Slap bang in the middle of that charming lady's back, I plunged the blade of sweet justice right in there. Blew her back out, I did.
I'm not guilty of murder because I tried murder.
It was failed murder, you see, so I cannot be accused of murder. As someone who spends his life seeing that the truth is told.
That's his entire line of defense. I'm incompetent.
I feel really, really off about giving false information in my testimony before.
You'll be forgiven, I'm sure.
But as it turns out,
I suck.
there was somebody else who Lodenia for the victim and got her before me. That's right, you guessed it. A pretty little mujer estudiante.
Oh, sorry. Trigger finger. Implicating Ray again.
She's the one who gave the poison to the Englishwoman and ended her pitiful existence. And suddenly snap, the journo here is off the hook.
You really aren't.
You kinda aren't.
Argument is sound, certainly.
Yeah, but it's dumb.
Are you okay?
But it's dumb.
No, I am not.
Is that
If
vodka in your water bottle?
If the witness had administered the poison himself, he need only have waited for it to take effect. Subsequently, stabbing the victim in the back would have been entirely nonsensical.
Unless it was trying to implicate someone else.
And therefore, this is part of the not a part of with the poisoning. Yeah, it's all quite logical.
See, that's something that would work in German because the sentence structure is very different.
That's right, it is. Logical and true. I'm glad you've all seen the light. Justice at last.
This is unbelievable. That guy really thinks he's Batman. After I made so much progress improving his skills, he's gonna get away
I'm
with
not
it
a
now.
murderer. I'm a vigilante. That's very different.
Exactly.
Vigilante justice. Have you never heard of it?
Think of Cosmos and Minato-san. They never stop looking for a way forwards until the judge's very final gavel.
This is my final guess.
That's my final
Ronin Council, proceed with what I assume to be your final cross-examination in this trial.
Oh, you assume it's the final one. Got it.
I assume.
Because I don't know either. This trial is fucking bonkers, and it's only the tutorial.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Still way clear cut than the first one.
Yeah. Right. Yes, tell me about the stabbing of
I love that sentence. It's so dumb.
Yeah. So, you do admit that you have murderous intentions towards Miss Brett then?
Ah, a woman's very existence offended my sense of justice.
Your sense of... He's claiming a sense of righteous indignation?
She was pure evil, a cold-blooded killer who committed murder right here on our empire's soil. But did our good-for-nothing government do anything? Not a chance, so I had to step in.
How about you write a formal complaint to the Emperor?
Fly the flag of justice, put things right for the people. Yes, it was my civic duty. That's what drove me to do it.
So, in summary, murderous intentions then.
Whatever you want to call it, the point is this. That English woman was a blight, so I had to do what was right for society.
Yeah, the wrong was done by the student girl in the dark. Crime for which she must pay.
Sure, let's just ignore everything else.
Right. Obviously, because the poisoning was nothing to do with me at all.
Other than the fact that you said that you talked to her for at least 2 to 3 minutes.
Uh-huh. And you could have easily slipped that in during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Like, from your pen? So you still maintain that you
Yep.
didn't give the poison to the victim?
Obviously, that'd be like putting belt on your trousers when you were already wearing braces like these.
Braces? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
The accused administered the poison, following which this witness stabbed the victim. Therefore, the witness is
Oh, stupid.
Fucking stupid.
the unforgivable act, certainly, but not one of murder. The crime rests on the accused. Just attempted murder. That is how the law works, you see, Yoko. Who knows? You may even learn something here today.
You considered attempts on her life in the space of minutes? Quite a day for the victim.
Yeah, you can
What is this? Murder in the Orient Express?
Yeah, everyone did it.
Do something that evil and you've got it coming. That's how the law works. The law of reckoning.
Objection, I also stabbed her.
No, he crabbed her.
I gave her crabs. I was in for the long run.
That's not the kind of law this court upholds.
You will reiterate why you were compelled to stab the victim then. This.
Because I hated her friggin' guts.
And oh yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, tell me about your goat, please. What exactly were they arguing about?
About what happened in the restaurant 9 months ago. That's what. A student girl was laying into the Englishwoman for killing her beloved mentor, Dr. Wilson.
Yes, John H. Wilson.
Yes, John H. Wilson.
Also, medicine invited here from England by Professor Mikudotova on this.
Yeah, in case you forgot over the last, 3-4 game hours?
Right. Right, but the Englishwoman just jeered.
The case was to be heard by the British Consular Court in Shanghai. There is little doubt that she would simply have been acquitted and sent back to enough.
Cool.
Huh.
He was eating that stupid girl up inside. You could see it. I really felt for her.
Please don't say anything stupid.
So it's Ray.
Please don't say anything stupid.
I can't.
Oh God.
I can't stand here and listen to this tripe. This bullshit.
Hey.
This
You
fuck
know,
shit.
You stand accused here. You can't just block out whenever you.
She yelled, "Hold it! It's fine."
No.
I'm the
No, you
only one.
can't.
Neither can you. Shut up.
Sorry, but I'm in the middle of some very important testimony here. Just keep quiet and listen.
This is not about you.
But this awful man is making all of this up. Sato, please, you have to make them listen.
Who's Sato? Who are you talking to? Ray, are you okay?
Who's Sato?
Return to the dock at once, Innocence. We're in the middle of a cross-examination.
Wait, no, wait. Your Excellency, please, I implore you. That journalist is clearly not a trustworthy witness.
Exactly. He's a filthy, rotten, black-hearted, bigoted, dirty, great.
Well, okay, there's no translation for that one.
Just go forever.
Is there a pervert, voyeur, something like that?
Pervertido.
It's the closest one you got.
There we
man.
go.
It's just-
Yeah, that's good.
I would have
very-
gone with that too.
But the German word for that would be
Oh,
Spanner.
take it easy there. I wasn't jacking off yet.
Please! I really think the court should hear what the defendant has to say.
Your Excellency, I see no need whatsoever to entertain the accused more. It's only a murder trial.
I will graduate first at the defense.
Oh,
You fucker!
You fucker.
This is likely to be the final cross-examination of these proceedings.
okay. Right.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Judge.
Mhm.
Cool. As such, I believe it would be ill-advised to stifle the defendant's obvious concerns. So, whilst recognizing that this contravenes regular protocol, I hereby call upon the defendant to speak.
Oh. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
How did she not hit her head then?
It was nothing to do with Dr. Wilson. We were discussing the stolen poison.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The stolen poison that killed the victim, you mean?
I suspected her of being the one to steal it. I mean, just think about how she killed Dr. Wilson.
That's true. Additionally, Miss Brett certainly had knowledge of the new poison.
So, that means the journalist guy stole it during the interview while taking pictures somehow,
Mm.
and then brought it to her and put it into the drink.
In the pen, or yeah.
Yeah, in the
Hmm.
pen, inside the pen. Like, he put it inside the pen, put it into her drink. But he
Yeah.
stole it during the interview with Mikotoba and the other guy.
Hmm.
Somehow.
Can we see again
That's-
the thing of the poison? I forgot, like, how does it work?
You mean in the, wait.
The
Poison article.
on the poison.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Alright, a small amount of while via the mouth or a
In the
wound.
mouth or wound. Okay, so yeah, she probably would have just drank it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very likely.
Yeah. Okay. It's just
Surely
that
it would be no
I'm,
reason-
Oh, sorry.
it's just that I'm confused on where the blue paint comes into it. If she was drinking like clear sparkling
Well,
water.
maybe it doesn't. Maybe
Was
it
it
just
clear
doesn't.
sparkling water, though? Maybe it was friggin' like, I don't know.
Blueberry sparkling water.
No, I mean, there are drinks like that, though. There's like blue champagne and shit like that.
Blue Powerade.
Blue Powerade.
Indeed, all visitors of the laboratory are thoroughly procurados.
Okay.
Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by my colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult.
Maybe if it's smuggled in a pen.
That's true.
Yep.
I pressed Professor Mikotoba until he agreed to show me the poison when I visited his laboratory. You know, a very common thing. Hey, can you show me the poison? As I left, I was searched from top to tail. Miss Brett rather bluntly revealed the existence of the toxin we'd been developing.
Hmm.
and since Soseki's son expressed such an interest at it, I felt unable to refuse. Obviously, I gave nothing away, other than the fact that it was an extremely potent substance. I'm very ashamed of myself. It's just that I had a singular terrible experience with a deadly poison, so I wanted to know more about poison. I wanted to look at my whole enemy in the eye. Surely you can understand that.
To find out if my suspicions were true, I confronted Miss Brett about the poison. I told her that if there were to be an incident involving it somehow, it wouldn't just be at the university. The military would be dragged into it. The whole government even. It would be a complete disaster.
And how did Miss Brett respond to your concerns?
She fucking laughed.
Yeah, she laughed in my face.
She just curled those beautiful lips of hers and said she didn't. Those beautiful, kissable lips of hers, and said she didn't know the first thing about it. In English, actually.
Remember me, bisexual queen.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Menimemo-san, one small question.
I do mine. Can't you see I'm busy?
You're still in the
Oh.
friggin' testimony, the witness stand.
Clearly, you were outside the beach hut ouvindo while the defendant and Miss Brett were conversing. Presumably, then, it was you who wrote this article about what you heard. Exclusive, deadly poison solely for Yume Medical. The stories was published in this morning's edition of Shoyu News. The details are too accurate for it to have been written by anyone else.
Sorry, don't know what you're talking about.
Those are innocent sweat.
Yes, look at this. The entire article. It's almost what I said to Miss Brett word for word.
Guys,
Well, Menimemo-san.
I don't know what you're talking about. Rod? The JOURNO, and as a citizen of a free country,
I pled the fifth. Wait,
I don't have to reveal my sources. That's a founding principle of Menimemoismo.
Father's clearly right about this. That reporter did write that article. And he based it on... God, no.
oh Jesus!
Oh, was er von außerhalb der Hütte gehört hat.
Lovely.
Based on information.
Oh, I love.
So that's what it was all about. You were trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in.
I love that side eye. Wait, I didn't catch what that said. Based on information gleaned based on. Okay, got it.
That's why you came up with that stinking story about me arguing with her.
Shut up! My stories never stink.
I'll have you know, my story's perfumed.
Look, whatever you say, little girl, it doesn't alter the facts. It kind of does. Your Excellency, there's something I want to say. Wanted to go on record. Okay.
No.
Very well, you may amend your formal testimony. Will that be all? I mean, that's what you wanted to say. Understandable.
Let me see the transcripts. I'm sorry, I'm still writing the H's.
Ha, ha, ha.
Ah, yes, understood.
Oh, so there you go. Anyway, guilty.
Anyway, guilty, yes.
So wait, if you poison someone, there'd be no reason to then go and stab the person as well. Well, if you want to make really
incorrect.
sure, maybe
Because you
there
don't
is.
know if the poison works or not. You just assume that it does.
Anyway, fucking
Also-
hold
Because
it.
she doesn't seem to be affected by it at first.
Perhaps you doubted the efficacy of the poison and sought to make sure your victim would die.
You see, like that. Yeah, that's another one. That's horseshit.
What?
That would be like pouring pepper on your Chinese ramen before you even tasted it. Completely reckless. Although, I surprise you to learn that I'm a bit of an impetus, what? Pepper
Look at what you
pourer?
made.
Well,
An
well.
impetus. Oh god.
Sorry.
Surtidor de pepino or something. What the fuck? As it happens. Oh my god, that is
Isn't this
not
fun?
that is not a wow. Surtidor de pepino is not something I expected to say today.
Once the victim had taken the poison, she would have been only minutes away from death.
Yeah, but if the police suspected poisoning, he would immediately put him on the aim. So he stabbed to put the blame on Remember Me.
And yet, this man then proceeded to stechen her in the back as well. There has to have been a good cunt for that.
If it was the reporter who gave the poison to Miss Pratt, then clearly he must have done it prior to Ray entering the hut.
I have to defend myself here real quick. I'm the only one here where Spanish is my second language.
Yeah, you're excused. But like, you know that like there's this thing, right, with people who speak a second language who then like forget their actual first language.
Yeah, I call the bilingual.
Yeah, the BYE bilingual. Yeah, exactly. It happens.
Goodbye, lingual.
I do not want to admit how long it took me to freaking translate the word stab.
I mean, it took me a while, didn't it?
But between theme leave the other, yeah, I read.
Yeah.
There was one very mudança crucial in the.
That was cool. Sorry, what change?
The reporter overviewed the conversation between Ray and the Englishwoman.
Ah, I guess that's it. That's why my name was on. So I found out the exact reason. Not true of the poison he used.
Oh god, that's so funny.
That could be the key here.
Struggling. I love the struggle.
If the victim had unwittingly taken the poison already, the reporter would have no reason to stab her. On the face of it, that logic sounds entirely reasonable.
But there's no question that this man was responsible for Miss Pratt's murder. Moiter.
If we could think of a plausible explanation to why he might have stabbed her even after, I feel sure that everything will drop into place. That's what we should be looking for.
Yes, I agree. In order to do that, I must try to glean more information. From who? Good.
I feel like we clearly have to put the newspaper because it was updated, but
yeah, it was updated. Wait, what is it? What is it?
Maybe this one. If you find someone, there's no reason to go stab the person as well.
Report him based on information you couldn't think eavesdropping.
By eavesdropping. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're saying is he didn't know at the time what the poison did, so he.
He knew about the poison, and he was there with me before, and he had the actual.
Yeah, but he only learned about what the poison really did, then, right at the right. That's what we're saying.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around this line.
Yeah, I think that's it. Einspruch.
You can stop. Hey. Atenção. Objeção.
I can think of one reason.
What?
I think in the Spanish they actually I forget. Is it no actually in the Spanish version they actually say protesto.
Yeah, that is much more accurate of a word than objeción.
I think in Portuguese there's also protest.
I think there's like a Portuguese fan translation of.
My mom was a lawyer.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, you would know that.
That's true. You would know this probably. If anyone here would, it'd be you.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, there's a Portuguese fan translation. You might want to go check that out and see how accurate that is. But before I explain, I'd like you to confirm something for the court. Did you glean all the information for this newspaper article? From which you
Apple. News Apple.
News Apple. What's over here in German? Frick.
I just put it over.
What's over here?
I don't think there is. Like,
I hate this. I hate this so much.
You don't have.
I love it.
You can be the one that does the wrong way.
No, just give me 1 second. I'll just not look this up. I'm not afraid to admit that I have to look this up. Did you glean all the information for this newspaper article from what you
Oh, right.
belauscht outside the hut? It doesn't make sense grammatically is the problem. I don't know how to properly phrase it.
German is weird.
It really is.
Of course he did. Why are you defending him?
Oh, you're still here too, right?
I'm also here. After all, when we were in the laboratory together... Oh, he's not defending. We were all told that it was a toxina terrível.
There's one more important fact to consider.
Fucked.
It's the same word, just spelled with a K. According to the witness, Menimemo-san's verbal attack against the victim began as soon as she entered the hut. In other words, it would have been unmöglich for her to slip the poison into Miss Bread's drink.
Yaddy!
Are you going with this, Counsel?
Menimemo-san has made it quite clear that he observed.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. Alles, was passiert is in the beach hut. A bit of a more, not literal translation, just like.
I sometimes just go for literal. Like,
that'd be the meme way to do it, just like literally translate it, but in a way that doesn't make sense. If the defendant had somehow found an opportunity, this man would have seen it.
Ah!
Ah.
Ah.
Thank you. Which means that Miss Brett couldn't have been imbibed the poison. I Google search is imbibed. Imbibed the poison whilst the defendant was present.
I Google searched the word imbibed in my free time because I didn't know what I said.
In fact, it must have been administered to her auntie's Menimemo-san entered the...
Yes, very articulately put.
In two
What is
languages, no
auntie?
less.
as well.
Yeah,
What does aunties mean?
that's the sisters of your parents.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
When I walked into the hut, I immediately started to press Miss Bread about the poison.
At which point, Menimemo-san overheard some worrying information.
Worry information? What worry information? I'm adding a lot.
The information which is subsequently included in his newspaper article, namely that the poison was being developed in strict secrecy and that it couldn't be readily obtained.
Absolutely. In fact, that's quite an understatement. The only possible place it could have come from is my lab.
And furthermore, anyone afflicted by the poison would exhibit telltale signs in death.
The extreme constriction of the pupils. Yes, it's quite stark when you see it. There are other poisons that show similar symptoms, but not among nuevas sustancias that are undetectable.
In other words, it would be clear that the victim's life had been ended by the use of this particular poison, which would reduce the number of suspects to only a handful of people.
Ah, a handful! Everyone in my laboratory
Hands
is aware
up!
of the unique properties of the toxin we've been developing.
When he said hands, we're just gonna cut in the a clip from that creature from Pan's Labyrinth. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
None of them will be foolish enough to attempt to use it for...
Huh.
Menimemo-san being no exception.
Yes, we are people of science, not murderers. Therefore, we can conclude that whoever administered this unique poison to the victim...
I have no idea what this word is important.
wait. Was a liar, unaware of its telltale properties.
I have a translation for that, surprisingly.
In other words, someone like you, enlighten Menimemo. Shut the fuck up. It was you who stole the poison from the laboratory that day. And it was you who administered it to the unwitting victim. But you quickly realized that it was a terrible failure.
Beta.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because the poison caused such unusual symptoms and was so traceable.
Oh my god, you're so traceable. I love you.
That is an interesting adjective to refer to someone. He's so cute and traceable.
I would snap a photo of you and trace it with a pen. As you listen in from the far
Traceable.
side of the speech on
Fucking
thin
Christ.
walls, you're alert of these facts. Had you already given the victim the poison at that point, it was too late. So you hatched a plan to disguise your mistake. A plan that involved stabbing the victim in the back through the reach screen. No!
Nuh-uh. But what good could that possibly do?
Isn't it obvious, Counsel? The plan was to... Yeah, see, this doesn't make sense, like, with the sentence structure.
It doesn't
Well, I
make
mean,
sense for you as well.
It wouldn't really in Spanish either, to be honest.
Yeah,
but, like, I would just
yeah,
say it verbatim.
The plan was Miss Brett to töten before the poison could take effect.
Yeah, usually the plan to matar Miss Brett until the poison.
Yeah, it would have been almost exactly the same in
Yeah,
Spanish. It
yeah.
would have been the same shit.
Sometimes you have to flip words around a little bit.
Yeah, there's no word. Oh god. Once in the blood, the poison causes the onset of constrição da pupila.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
sure, yeah.
exactly what I thought it would be.
Uh-huh.
But I hope to precipitate the victim's death before that happened, hadn't we?
Exactly. Because without any revealing signs of the new secret poison's use, no one would ever have suspected.
This is extraordinary.
Yeah, now it's extraordinary. Yes, the effects of the poison
Extraordinarily
meant it would be
stupid.
too easily identified, so the killer had to mask its use. Which he attempted to do by plunging a knife into the middle of the victim's back. Hung?
I'm sorry, I just have to take a shit real quick.
Order! 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 The argument presented is sound. The court has satisfied that it warrants consideration. Does the prosecution have a counter-argument it wishes to put forward?
No, it can't be.
Yes, I counter completely.
With?
Yeah.
Wait.
I counter your counter before you counter. Fuck you.
The prosecution's evasive response clearly shows that in much the same way as he nurtures the remnants of his top knot, he is clinging to lost hope.
Lost. Top nuts.